pain.
One is heartbreaking. You can see the emotion, what it meant to these men in blue. They couldn't get it done at the last fence.
Ecstasy.
The legacy of Australian teams continue through World Cups, continually building, continually getting better and peaking at the right time and winning big games and big moments.
Two sides of the same coin. In a world full of variables, the intensity of an Australia-India rivalry is a constant. 217 days after Ahmedabad 2023, St. Lucia is ready for another out-of-this-world experience.
What a beautifully poised game we have on our hands. Australia versus India. And to help in the build-up of this match, Harsha Bhogle joins us.
Thank you, Sanjana.
Now, mathematically, Australia can still knock out India in this stage of the competition. We couldn't have asked more from a T20 World Cup and from a Super 8s game.
Mathematically, yes. But it was all so evenly poised before their game against Afghanistan. India won their game, Australia win their game, both qualify nice and smooth. When has it ever been that way in World Cup? So, yes, luckily India's net run rate is pretty good. I don't think India are in danger of not qualifying because too many things have to happen. The boot's on the other foot. What if Australia lose to India, Afghanistan wins, suddenly Australia are thinking, oops, where did this script go wrong? And while a lot of Indians remember the 19th of November, I'd like to remind you, and all you Aussie friends watching this as well, every time there's been an Aussie streak, it's India that's been in the way. Whether it was the World Cup of 2011 and then broke up Australia's 16-test winning streak. India's always been there, so got that in.
The man who was pivotal in breaking Australia's back and in many Australia versus India games has been Virat Kohli. He's seemed to found form in the Super 8s of the competition. So how does Ricky Ponting think Virat Kohli is going to go ahead in this contest? Let's find out.
If you think back to the last T20 World Cup in Australia, there was similar things being said about Virat Kohli then. Should he be in the team? Is his strike rate good enough? But when the big moments came around in that competition, that tournament, he was the one that really stood up and got the job done.
Kohli goes down the ground. Kohli goes out of the ground.
There's no need for them to panic. They're playing really good cricket. If they just stick to what they've got, back their players in, then I'm sure Virat will come good for them.
One man who can stop Virat Kohli in his tracks is Mitchell Starc. Now, he recently became the leading wicket taker in World Cups, and there was a lot of conversation about him missing out in the game in St. Vincent. But like Virat Kohli, he is another big match player, someone who can up the ante on any given occasion.
And I think that was a horses for courses selection. I've no doubt at all on better batting pitches in St. Lucia. Mitch Starc will play, but for another reason too. He's a genuine big match player. We saw that towards the closing stages of the IPL. We've seen that in big world tournaments as well. So Mitch Starc is a big game player, make no mistake. We can all sit here and say, no, India's a good batting side. But on the big day, the big players raise their game. And Virat Kohli is a big player. And he will be aware that the key contest when Australia is bowling is Starc to Kohli. And he will be ready. So there's so much to look forward to in that game. This is just one more thing.
Absolutely. And now it's time for the fun part of the show. We've got a fantasy game on the ICC app. We want your top 3 fantasy picks from this Australia versus India encounter.
Most times when you go fantasy picks, you're looking at someone who will give you a few points with the bat, few points with the ball. No, I'm just looking at the 3 players I think will make a difference. Number 1 is Travis Head. I know it's not been in the greatest of form, but Travis Head against India seems to be a different beast. So Travis Head on a good batting surface, Surya Kumar Yadav, because he's just inventive. And I think in a 200 game, if that is what it becomes, a 180 plus game, then you need that one bowler. And I think India's 4-over bank is Jasprit Bumrah. So he's my 3rd. So I've got Travis Head, Surya Kumar Yadav, Jasprit Bumrah as my 3 fantasy players.
Well, those are Harsha's picks. You should go download the ICC app, check out the fantasy game on there and pick your top players and enjoy that game on there. But for now, thank you so much for joining us on Out of This World. Harsha, thank you so much for helping us in this.